Hi, my name is Gilly. Today, I'm going to teach you about rational ignorance and rational irrationality as a possible explanation for otherwise strange human behavior. Let's jump in. First, I want to go over some basic definitions of terms I will use quite a bit in this presentation. For my purposes, I am defining rational as based on or in accordance with reason or logic. I'm defining irrational as not logical or reasonable. So now, I will tell you about rational ignorance. Rational ignorance occurs when the cost of education outweighs the expected benefit. If I think the opportunity cost of attaining knowledge is too great, it would be rational for me to remain ignorant. For example, say there is a man who works full-time hours and has a growing family. It is also election season, and he estimates it will take him 3 or so hours to learn about the issues and candidates, or about as much time as it takes to make and eat dinner with his family for a night. This man believes that, because he is just one voter, his vote will make no difference. Furthermore, if he sets up in his office for the night and misses eating dinner with his family, he will be sad, and his wife will be angry. The opportunity cost of educating himself about the issues is too great, given that he feels it won't make any difference in the grand scheme of the election, and he has family to tend to. It becomes rational for him to remain ignorant. There are, obviously, a few problems with rational ignorance. First, as a Clemson economic brief states, we do not always know how much a piece of information will be worth until we have acquired it. The man mentioned previously could have learned something moving about politics and been compelled to become politically involved in his community, changing his effect on the vote from just himself to many people whose opinions are influenced because of him. That would make the initial knowledge very valuable indeed. Also, if the majority of people remains rationally ignorant or even becomes apathetic to voting, there is a higher chance that people or bills they wouldn't have liked get voted into office. Rational irrationality is a concept that was developed by economist Brian Kaplan in the early 2000s. He describes rational irrationality as systematically biased, low information, high certitude beliefs, meaning that the belief is not informed by science and is held with great conviction by the believer. The cost for having the irrational belief, to the believer, is low or justified as a means to an end. Indeed, for the belief to be rationally irrational, as opposed to irrationally irrational, the believer must not think there is any detrimental cost to holding their belief. On a large scale, this can be seen as the logical pursuit of self-interest misaligning with the logical pursuit of national interest. Another way to break down rational irrationality is by looking at two components, epistemic rationality and instrumental rationality. Epistemic rationality is the process of searching for evidence to support personal beliefs and eschew false, unrealistic information. Instrumental rationality is the process of choosing the most effective way to attain personal goals given personal beliefs. Thus, according to economist Michael Huemer, rational irrationality is when it is instrumentally rational to be epistemically irrational. It benefits me to think illogically if it best serves my own self-interest. For example, if I believe irrationally that people from California are bad drivers, I bear little of the cost of that assumption. I may have to spend extra time finding a ride from someone who isn't a Californian, but otherwise, my life is unaffected. If I think Californians in general are destroying the fabric of American society, I bear none of the cost of that irrational belief. Because my opinions about Californians really do not affect me, there is no incentive for me to take the time to be properly educated on the lovely qualities of Californians. Holding my belief and not inconveniencing myself to learn otherwise serves my own self-interest. It becomes rational for me to remain irrational. Thank you for joining me in this presentation. I hope you learned a lot about rational ignorance and rational irrationality. I hope you have a good summer. Thank you.